Alright, and welcome back everyone. Sorry for the second stream here, but we needed to restart the lobby because of some situations in the first part of the race. So we gonna do the full race now. Qualifying will have been done already. We're gonna have a custom grid and everybody will be set to the place they started on. All top 10 drivers will be starting on the tire they qualified on. No questions asked. Let's hope we can finish the race this time. Alright, and it's a formation lap again, I believe. Yeah, of course, the formation lap is on. So let's get the tires on. This time we got Octavio and Maverick again on the medium tire and Roosbeertje on the soft tire. Matt Johnson of course starting on the mediums again, and we got all cars back on the grid place they started on. And indeed, take two and action! Well, the action just needs to start when the formation lap is done. Welcome back everybody tuning in. As Jones now comes onto the straight part of the race, and then we will have a race restart. Here are pit stop strategies. Are they gone already? Oh, at least you guys saw it. Soft, hard, soft, soft, medium, or soft, medium, soft. Of course, there can be everything in between if you predict a safety car anytime near the race. Grid lining up now, last cars coming onto their position, and then we will restart the race once again in low gear, round 2 Brazil. Here at RPM Esports F1 we got 2, 3, 4, 5 lights on, and when they are off we are racing, which is now, and it is a really great start from Spring again, and it looks like the start once again. Sabiaka having a really good start as well. Already overtaking his teammate here. Wesley needs to look out for Rusty Oil Can there, as he tried to overtake Jones at the start but he couldn't, and it was some guys running wide on the back there of the grid, but all come through clean, and some may lose positions here as Matt Johnson slides all the way back to P9 on his mediums. He didn't have a really good start there, and Benjamin and Roosbeertje all the way at the back. Benjamin, I guess he spun out and he lost quite some positions there. Roosbeertje and Gala still going at it at the start, but the real excitement is currently on the first row of the grid, as Sabiaka took P1 position away from Spring, and Spring is now currently holding P2. Jones still really close behind him though, so he can take it anywhere on the first part of the laps of the race. Rusty Oil Can having a really good exit speed here, keeping it close towards Jones, and Wesley dropping a bit of a gap. He's a bit in the middle of nowhere at the moment with, well, 8/10 gap to the front and to the back as well. Rusty Oil Can looking for the gap between Jones, but he can't make it done yet, as Jones is still really close towards Spring, and Zabiaka is slowly running away from the guys behind him. And the Aston Martin cars are doing a really good job here on the restart, holding currently 2 podium positions. Oh, and we got a yellow flag, and it looks like the Mighty Frax, and he needs to try and recover there, and he waited enough time to let all the drivers pass. Did he get damaged? Let's see. And no damage done yet, so he saved the car. Matt Johnson went in, I guess he had damage, and he turned on the hard tires. Jones really close towards Spring though, still. But Spring having some serious pace on the exits and he can keep Jones away from him at the moment. Zabiaka now setting the fastest lap with a 1:10.5 as he is still leading the race. And there we go, DRS enabled. And Jones running a bit wide there, needed to watch out for track limits. And this gives Rusty Oil Can a really good chance to get close towards him. Westy slowly but mainly coming back to the front of the few drivers. There's some action maybe between the two medium tires as well. Notice the gap starting to form. Benjamin still close towards Gallardo, and where Rosebeach are really close towards his teammate here. Mighty Frex trying to recover his spin, and Matt Johnson trying to get close to the grid as well again. As Zabiaka had another fastest lap, but Spring could just barely avoid him there, and Jones taking now P2, and there's some battling between Rusty Oak now as well, as Spring lost 3 positions there. Westy now on the inside line towards turn 4, and he goes P3 as he turned open the DRS and as the inside line, and now can Spring recover. Now Spring couldn't cross back towards Rusty again as he took away P4 from him. It is insane battling here up the front of the grid, and all cars within a second towards each other. Zabiaka are going to be having a real big pressure if Rusty and Rusty Hogan can take over the position of his teammate. And Spring taking a 3-second penalty, and he has the first penalty on the grid as he loses out now on time as well. Westy having the DRS. Jones now taking the position from his teammate, and Westy closing in towards Zabiaka as well. And can he close up enough to go for the second DRS zone? Oh, and he touched the curb and he damaged. Westy spun and went into the wall on turn 1, and he lost quite a lot of positions there. Rusty Oil Can now running P3 and Spring on P4. Gooey and Altea looking really good towards each other as well, as both Red Bull drivers are currently holding the P5 and 6 positions, so they're decent points for them at the moment. Westy having wing damage there and loses out a lot of time now towards the red of the grid. Spivey right behind him in the McLaren. As the action up front still goes on. Now Rusty Oil Can, the ERS on. DRS open, but Zabiaka has a DRS as well from his teammate. He locks up a bit there in turn 1, but still has some decent exit. No, he doesn't, and Zabiaka does, and he closes towards his teammate now, and he switches back positions with Jones for P1. Rusty Oil Can now closing in towards Jones. Can he make the overtake happen? No, he can't, and he's still really close behind him though. Rusty Oil Can having a major pace here in the first part of the race, and also Jones and Zabiaka having a really good restart of the race as they holding currently 2 podium positions and both 1 and 2. Spring joined back in the fight though. Barker now saying in chat as well that Rusty has a really strong race, and he does. Let's see now, does he have the pace to overtake Jones? in turn 1, but he can't close in enough as Jones at DRS as well. As he has the exit on turn 2 towards turn 3 and the DRS zone. No, he lost out a bit of there. Not getting all the slipstream needed. And still can't make the overtake done on Jones. Sprink in P4. Still trying to get close towards the grid here, as he wants to recover after losing such much positions after a bad attempt of an attack. Sabiaka taking 3 seconds, and if the grid keeps this close, he will have loss of it. Let's see down the order a bit, as Benjamin Cardiff is really close towards Galar. Can he make anything special here? And Spivey, Rosebeach and Octavio seem to be really close as well. Sabiaka dropping down the position after Jones overtook him on the DRS. And both the Aston Martin switching out on the DRS every lap again isn't helping Rusty Oil Can to get close for the 1 position up. As you can see, Galar going out of the DRS a bit on Octavio, but Octavio does a really good job on those mediums, keeping it within a second, and he's currently holding P9. Sabiaka now really getting the pressure of Rusty Oil Can. But he is still within the DRS reach of his teammate. Sabiaka losing a lot of ERS on the exits. DRS is open and Jones is now getting the position back to his teammate. He tries to attack back though, and this might help out Rusty Oil Can a bit, as Jones tried to launch an attacker once again on his teammate after losing out. And the DRS is open. Jones got the DRS as well, so it was just in time for him to defend a bit more towards the McLaren driver. But he has the better exit here. Oh, and we're going to switch back towards the down on the grid a bit, as Rosebeach is really closing in towards Spivey here. And he seems to be having a really good pace here. Got up quite some positions, trying the outside line, but it didn't work. He did have more exit speed, and he doesn't want to dive into the corner there. And of course he doesn't, and it's a smart move from the Aston Martin driver, AlphaTauri driver. Jones now switching the position again with Sabiaka. No, he doesn't. He has the inside line though, but he has to look out for a front wing. And can Rusty Oil Can provide from this attempt? And he has the exit. He has the exit. Does he have the pace as well? He doesn't get the slipstream. ERS is used. Jones is out of ERS. And he keeps the position. Sprink is really enjoying the battles going on in front of him, as this helps him out to get back to the position he started on. But what a race we're seeing up front early in the race with the P1 to P4 position. As we got quite some battling out here with the McLaren as well, as Octavio keeps it close towards Spivey, and Spivey getting closer and closer towards Rosebeach, who gained 2 positions there, and he is having a really good restart. Jones goes in. Let's see where he's gonna end up. He has quite a gap. He goes for the medium tire. Here come Benjamin and Galar. Roche Beach now as well. And Jones getting back towards P10, P11. The Maverick really close towards Matt Johnston here. Maverick running wide. Still has DRS, so he can recover his mistake there. But now Zabiaka doesn't have help from his teammate, as the Rusty Oil Can is saving and getting closer towards the P1 position. But Zabiaka does a really good job on saving some ERS to defend. Rusty Oil Can now really closing in. Braking early, trying to get a better exit here. But Zabiaka has it once again. But the DRS is now going to be open, and here he goes. Zabiaka, what a pace he has at the moment, and he is defending the P1 position like a lion. I said it. I did it, Alonso. And we all got a yellow flag, and I think it was Matt Johnson who spun there. And the top 3 is currently really close. Let's switch to the other Aston Martin of Matt Johnson, who's currently holding the medium tire as he's closing in towards Spivey. Jones having some decent pace on those mediums, which is normal since Spivey holding 11 lap old soft tires. Rusty Oilgan and Gooey currently in the pit lane. But Rusty Oilcan not losing that much position, to be honest. And let's see if the strategy of Jones works. Can he overtake the McLaren once again? It doesn't look like it. It doesn't look like it. Rozenbeertje, exit now. Exit now. And he keeps it side by side, and he's in front of Jones. He did it. He did the overcut. But Jones, of course, having more temperature in those tires. But now Rusty Oilcan should be feeling the grip on those mediums as well, as his teammate is right behind him as well. Rusty Oilcan there did a really good. Really good deciding moment there, and as he comes back on track on P6. But does it help towards Zabiaka as well? Zabiaka still going. Sprink now side by side through turn 1 and 2. Sprink trying to have a better exit here, but Zabiaka having the outside line and of course more traction. Altea now going in. Galar still running his soft tires. He could have gone into the pit lane as well now. Oh, and Matt Johnson and Maverick had a collision. Maybe we can see it here. Nope. Car's already removed, and Jones picks up a 3-second time penalty. Rusty Oilcan now holding P4 and knowing all the cars in front of him still need to pit, and he got 17 seconds. No, he got 19 seconds towards P1. Jones really keeping it close though. Now Zabiaka going in. Zabiaka going in. Rusty Oilcan had a bad exit there. Gives Jones a bit of space, but not enough. And now Zabiaka's in. Rusty Oilcan coming on to start finish. Zabiaka already back towards the corner here. And Rusty Oilcan into turn 1. Is it enough? Is it enough? Is it enough? Is it enough? It is enough! Zabiaka will be having a younger tire though. It's only one lap. And a Rusty oil can is showing an amazing pace and strategy here tonight. He is really looking strong. So is Spring, by the way, who has a minor gap towards his teammate with 16 seconds looking, as Galar is running P2. But he getting the pressure any moment now from Rusty oil can. Oh, Spivey having a battle with Gooey. Gooey on the fresher tire, so Spivey of course losing out on grip and speed. Oh, Zabiaka had a moment there. Rusty oil can, and he has the DRS advantage. And this gives him a good defending move towards Jones. And Spring going in as well, so it's a double stack at Haas, but it could have done, of course, since the gap was 17 seconds. And Rusty oil can now leading the race in P1 with the McLaren on a medium tire. Spring came back out of the pit lane just behind Zabiaka, but Zabiaka having of course a bit more temperature in those tires, so a bit more grip as well, as Westy grabs up another 3-second time penalty. Let's look at the penalties at the moment, as the entire top 4 is looking at 3 seconds, so no switching there if the checkered flag came out now. Then we got Gooey. Oh, actually, Spring will be losing a place towards Gooey at the moment, but yeah, then again he's on a soft tire. And Spring, Zabiaka, Jones and Russell can all switch to the medium tires if they decide to go for a second pit stop. Then we got Octavio running a 3-second as well, who's under pressure, who's putting the pressure on Spivey. Westy having 6 seconds and Rosebeer holding 3 seconds worth of penalty. It's side by side, Galar and Rosebeer. And Rosebeer of course having the hard tires, so he will having less space, but he can finish the race on this set. Oh, and I don't know what happened to Jones. I missed it completely again. Oh, I'm such a bad commentator. I'm director of commentary, but I'm gonna get fired by this. Octavio now really close behind Jones, and Jones on his outside line now. Inside line toward the next corner, but Octavio is in front of him. Jones decides to get the position back though with some late braking, so good move from Jones there. Gooey overtaking Zabiaka now and all going down for the Aston Martins at the moment. Gooey of course having a really strong pace on those soft tires, but as Barker already said in chat, I saw it, it's still a long way to go for the race. We still got 18 laps to do, as Spring is trying to close in towards Rusty oil can, but he can't seem to close in enough, as Rusty is getting away bit by bit. Let's look up some action then, as Altea, Westy and Octavio are looking really close towards each other. All three cars having DRS here. Altea's looked for the inside move, but it couldn't. And it looks to me like the weather is getting a bit darker. Of course, this doesn't have to mean we're getting rain, but the possibility is still there. Because I have no task tonight, and I can't see the current weather predictions. Westy really close towards Altea now. Oh, and there goes Octavio. He spun on the exit and he came back on track due to the game. I know there was a game glitch. The Sponge back on track there as Wesley now takes Altea, and Benjamin Cardiff coming on the inside as well here. Can he also take Wesley? No, that's a really late move from Benjamin Cardiff there, and he took Altea with him as well. And now Wesley is loose from the cars behind him, and there was a major incident of Benjamin Cardiff in turn 1 as he braked way too late. And oh no, and he hit Galano as well. That's an unsafe rejoin, and he's definitely gonna be penalized for that. Yeah, thanks Artilla. I noticed. Sorry, I didn't say it. Zabiaka indeed left the session, and he's gonna lose out a really lot of position now. Westy now looking at P5 position as the AI of Zabiaka. Oh no, it seems like Zabiaka is back, as he's no crossing anymore. And Spring really close in towards Rusty Oil Can. Having the DRS now as well. And here comes the move, outside line, and he overtook him easily. Oh no, where Rusty Oil Can defending, fighting back. He's fighting back, and I didn't know where to look anymore. Rusty Oil Can still holding P1. This wasn't enough for the DRS. No, it wasn't enough for the DRS, so Spring go for another move. Let's see what he can do. Rusty Oil Can defending again. And he is holding P1 still. That was great tactic from Rusty Oil Can. And he defended his P1 position like a beast. Showing he wants this win. He definitely wants this win. There's 3 lap difference between tires though. Jones got overtaken by Zabiaka again, but both the S-Mods still really close towards each other. They are helping each other out to get as many points for the team as possible. Maybe not by team orders directly, but they definitely are. Rosebeach seems to be having a really big struggle on those hard tires, as he picks up penalty after penalty at the moment. Westy now lost out on a bit of time towards the cars in front of him, but he's still running P6, and that's a good position to have as you lost out after a really unlucky moment on track. Spring now going for the move again on Rusty Oil Can, and he is through. Rusty defending again. Late break, keeps it behind Spring. And these two are battling it out for the holding position of P1. Meanwhile, Gooey coming closer and closer as well on those softs, but he needs to pit earlier than the guys in front of him. And it looks like Spring is having more pace at the moment on those medium tires. The 3 lap differences seems to be working a lot. Both the cars using a lot of ERS. As Gooey coming up here on P3 with the soft tire. He has a 6.4 second gap towards the back, and it's a 6.5 now as well. As he has the good exit, he can expand it, and he has the DRS as well, but he loses time, to be honest. And Rusty Oil Can now losing the position towards Gooey. Oh, that's a late break from Gooey as well, running wide from Rusty Oil Can as they touched for a moment. It's hard battling it here on Brazil in low gear round 2, RPM Esports F1. Both Aston Martin still going close towards each other, knowing they got the pace to get back to those podium positions. Rusty Oil Can still having the DRS, so he can keep it close towards Gooey. Both tires same age, different compound though. Oh, Westy is in the pit lane and he has the soft tires on. 13 laps for Westy on the softs. Can this help him out recover as many positions as possible? Oh, and he's running a really bit wide on the pit exit there, and he's luckily not to get damaged there. Mighty Frex now coming up as well, and he joins right in front of the Mighty Frex here. Rusty Oil again still doing a really good job here to maintain the position and maintain the pace to keep it close towards GUI. Both cars of Sprink and Rusty Oil again are running a 3-second time penalty. Is Rusty Oil again deciding to go for an undercut again towards Sprink for the soft tires, or is he going to decide to run it out on those mediums? I think Sprink is in a possibility to get the mediums to the end, but does he have the pace and the patience to have do it? As we know, it takes a lot of patience to get those tires to the end. With 12 laps to go, he will be running on 19 lap old mediums. Westy already showing his pace on those soft tires as he closes up to Galar. DRS is open, not gonna get a slipstream, and Galar defending a bit, but Westy has more grip on those new soft tires and he can outbrake Galar easily. Still running really good race here from the Haas driver. He must be proud of the result he's putting up. Oh, and Westy taking another 3 seconds. And the penalty seems to coming and coming and coming at him. Rosebeach really close towards Mighty Frex as well, as GUI picks up a 3-second time penalty, and it will not help his final strategy in the end. Jones is in the pit, he went for the soft tires. He's gonna come back on P7, I guess. Westy taking the fastest lap. And yeah, Jones returning on track on P7, but he has a fresher tire, and I think he will be closing in towards Westy really soon. GUI now within DRS range on Sprink, but he's running 11 lap on his softs. He needs to decide to go to the mediums anytime soon now. Here he comes, turn 1, late brake, no late brake from the Red Bull driver, and that's a good decision. Rusty Oil again in the pit. Let's see where he's gonna end up. He has quite a gap, 22 seconds, he should be safe on P4. As he goes out now. And here he goes. Altea will be the first car he meets, but he has the gap towards the Red Bull driver, and he is looking really good strategy here. Yes, he has the DRS as well. GUI lost out on the position, lost out on the time towards Sprink, and he needs to call the pit stop now, anytime. I think he's going in, and he's going in. Oh, bit of touch at the wall there. But he's safe. Sabiaka still going. And he can do another 6 lap on those mediums, I guess. 6 lap, what am I saying? Another 9 laps. GUI coming out on P. Oh, this is gonna be close. This is gonna be really close. GUI coming back on track on P. 4. But look at how close these two cars are. Kui almost had the best strategy ever there. But now he's running towards a car on the fresh soft tire with a new set of mediums. Westy really close towards Jones, sorry. Can he make it work? And look at Rusty Oilcan closing in on Zabiaka and Sprink. He's taking tenths of the time at the moment. Not on the straights, but he definitely is on the corners. Look at it. 2 tenths after 2 turns. Westy still close towards Jones. 8 tenths. Ferrari driver really wanted to redeem himself here, as he lost out after a really unlucky moment early in the race. And with 8 more laps to go, I really guess that the Rusty Oilcan can still really close in towards the cars in front of him and maybe take back the P1 position. It all depends on what Zabiaka and Sprink decide to do. They're not safe for a pit stop. As Rusty Oilcan takes fastest lap, but Jones takes it now. And that was really close towards each other. It's 2 tenths. Oh, Octavio really close towards Spivey. And DRS, and there he goes. A nice out of the book. And all room given by Spivey, as he knows he has the slower tire. Spivey can fight back though. Octavio using a lot of DRS. And Spivey doesn't. He's doing a really good job on that. And of course he doesn't have any penalties, so if he can keep it close for several more laps, he has the position. So guys, watching now, are you guys thinking Rusty can take back the position he lost on Zabiaka and Sprink? Did his strategy work? Do you guys actually think his strategy worked? He's 13 seconds away now. Barker saying no. Bora saying no. I'm not doing math at the moment, mate. I'm not doing math at the moment. I'm bad at math. He seems to be having his moment and then closing in half a second after one sector and then losing out a bit again. Got action on Jones with Gui, and the gap was still big a few lap ago. And Jones now taking P4 back. He has 3 second penalties more though. Gui now coming back, and that's the overtake done, as Jones doesn't fight back that hard. Gooey actually closing in towards Rusty Oil Can a bit as well. Well, he's getting pressure from Jones now, and that costs him a lot of time. Jones now with so much closer towards Gooey here, as the DRS is open, and he has a really good, nice speed here, going into turn 1, but still has Gooey right on his tail. As Gooey made a small mistake there, and this might help Jones out on the position. Based on track at least, as Gooey has 3 seconds less time penalty. Westy coming out close as well, as the cars in front of him are battling it out still. .8 seconds now for Rusty Oil Can towards P2. Westy gonna make it happen here. Is he gonna overtake Gooey on track for the feeling? Here he comes. Outside line. Late break once again, and we've seen him doing this a lot of times in a race now, and he is just mastering it. He's just doing a really good job on the late breaks, and it works perfectly for him. But Gooey having the second DRS though. Well, Westy again braking late. And the penalties are currently like this, Richie. We got 3 seconds for Rusty, Sabiaka and Sprink. Then we got 6 seconds for Jones, 9 seconds for Westy, and 3 seconds for Gooey. No penalties for Galar, so he's doing a really good job. Then we got 6 for Octavio, 8 for Altea, 3 for the Mindfrax, and 12 for Rosebeer. Benjamin and Spivey also having no penalties. And Westy just seems to be the Daniel Ricciardo of RPM, since he is just braking so much later than all the cars that are attacking him. He's doing such a good job on it, and he definitely deserves a small shout out for that one. That recovery as well, spinning out all the way to the back now, and just coming back to P5 based on strategy and pace. And it is sad that Westy got 9 seconds. Yeah, it is really sad, but he's still getting P6, and after he spun early in the race, I think he can be really proud of that result. And I'm not gonna say it's an engineer, as I don't want to strail his ego a bit, but because I know who his engineer is, and the guy is watching as well, and I just don't want him to give him the pleasure of a moment. Jones now closing in towards Rusty again. Rusty seems to be losing the pace on those soft tires. Jones late brake. Better exit, no, less better exit than Rusty, but he's still within 0.5 of a second. You know who it is, Dookie. You know who it is. I'm not gonna give him the pleasure of having a shout out on stream. I'm not gonna do it. Rusty now defending again for his podium position, but he can hold it if he can keep it close towards Jones within 3 seconds. He can lose the position either way, but of course it's the track feeling. You want, as driver, you want the feeling on track. You want to know you fought it all out on track and not based on penalties. But Jones having a really good recovery pace here, as he went in early on and lost a lot of positions. He had to battle his way back up. And he did. Rusty Oil Can now in the defensive mode. Side by side. No late break. Inside line. Give me the bloody angle. Thank you. Rusty Oil Can. Did he get the DRS? He did get the DRS. Not deciding on slipstream, but here he comes. Outside line for Rusty. Late break, no late break. He doesn't want to risk it, and he is absolutely right not to do. And I see a light flickering on the dashboard of Rusty, and I don't like it. And for Jones as well, but to be honest, brings back memories. But I think these guys are right, because the memories I have, we're already 5 turns back. And here he goes, Rusty Oil Can within 3 seconds of Jones, and he will take the position. But we go to Sprink, who won the race. Sabiaka on P2, Jones taking the track position of P3, but Rusty taking it on penalties. Jones to P4, Westy taking P5, but no P6, Gui taking P5. He did an amazing job on that. Galar, really good race from him as well, keeping it clean without penalties. 19 laps on the mediums, and he takes P17. So it's an amazing race for the Haas drivers, and they got a really good points here tonight in Brazil. Then we got Octavio joining in on P8. Then we Altea, the other Red Bull driver, also within the top 10. So we got 3 teams inside the top 10 with decent points, of course. And Altea getting... Oh! Mighty Frex! I don't know if that was on penalties, but... Mighty Frex heading P9, Altea P10, Benjamin on P11. He kept it clean as well. No penalties for him. Spivey at P12. He had a really good race. It just wasn't his track tonight. And good result from the McLaren as well. And Rosebitch all the way at the back at P13. Maverick and Matt Johnson unfortunately couldn't finish the race in the end. Really sorry for that. And look at that celebration from the Haas driver. And he's looking really old there as well. But he has the cape. He has the P1 trophy. And there goes the champagne. Let's see if we can get the top 3 guys in for a few interviews. So I'm going to be coming back to you guys any moment now. After I got the tables in. Of course. I need the tables in. Yeah, there we go. Quick scroll, and there we go. So I'm gonna get the guys in for interviews now. See, Rusty again. Zabiaka and Sprink. Alright, so the drivers got the invite. I don't know what we're waiting for here. I think I'm stuck. I seem to be having a bit of problems here with the screen at the moment. I don't know if all drivers got it, but... Alright, so first driver joined us already in. Can you please check really quick for me if the audio is streamed? Did you put the share audio on? I can't hear him at the moment. Already in. Can you please check for me if the audio is streamed? Did you put the share audio on? Okay, so I guess this is going to be our interview background. I don't like it, but I seem to be stuck. Zabiaka joined us as well, so please quickly, Zabiaka, can you check your audio is shared?
Yeah. Can you hear me or not? Wait a second.
Yeah, quick confirmation on stream if you can hear Zabiaka as well. That would be
Oh,
great.
Yeah. Okay, done.
And so far we don't have Rusty Oil Cannon yet, but let's start with the P1 position. I know Sprink just joined in. Well, congratulations, mate. What a race you've had. You had a really good start at the beginning of the race. Tell me your thoughts on the race.
Hello, thanks. I mean, at the beginning, oof, Zabiaka also had great start. I got 2 warnings right in first 3 turns. Then they passed me when I make a mistake. So after that, they were just competing at the front of the race. All 3 guys, Jones and Zabiaka, overtook one another. So I was just waiting for my chance.
Yeah, so you made a small mistake after the attempt of an attack for one of the podium position, I believe, and then you lost out quite some positions.
When I crashed, I hit a little bit on Zabiaka, but I didn't want to brake too early because I had Jones right at my back, so I don't know.
Well, in the end, after some unlucky moments in the race, did you expect to get back the win?
Actually, no. I thought they're gonna pull away, but I don't know what. Maybe too much mistakes after that. So.
Yeah, well, the top 4, actually top 5 in the beginning of the race as well. They battled out throughout the entire race. You were involved with it as well, and we've seen great battles and fights throughout the race. And well, congrats, man, on P1 once again.
Thank you.
Then we're gonna turn into our P2 position. Zabiaka and the Aston Martin.
Yay,
well done, mate.
Woohoo!
Well, first of all, congrats on the P2 position. Really good drive from the Aston guys.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
So
yeah, you know, it could be better, you know, but I lost the connection and I lost something like 10 seconds, I think.
Yeah,
so,
yeah, we noticed. Well, it seems like you and Jones were just switching positions for half the race to get Rusty off your back, and then well, of course, both of you had some unlucky moments in a race, but then you recovered. Taking P2 in the end, what was the feeling in the race for you?
Yeah, actually, I think I could win the race at the last lap, but because I gained something like 2.5, 3 seconds to Sprinky, but of course I lost the fuel at the end, so yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah, for sure. Well, and well, your pace seemed really good today. You walked away for a moment from your teammate as well, putting him under pressure.
I was shocked, to be honest. I didn't train anything, because I was sleeping all the day, so I don't know. I was shocked.
Yeah, well, but in the end, you had a really good result, and I think Aston Martin guys are going to be really happy with the first result for a low gear after in round 2.
Yeah, I need to tell you that John is really, really good. He's really good teammate, to be honest. Yeah, we have some chemistry, So yeah, this is lovely.
Yeah, you guys really seem to be helping out each other throughout the race.
Yeah.
In the end, recovered to P2 after disconnecting and having some some on-track moments as well. Happy with the result?
I'm just happy. So yeah.
Well, great to hear, mate. And congrats once again. And I don't believe Rusty can join us in the interviews, unfortunately, because he had a really strong race here tonight. But yeah, we had 2 drivers on the interviews. Thank you guys for joining in, and congrats once again.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
See you next week.
See you next week, guys. Thanks everybody for tuning in on tonight's race here in low gear RPM Esports F1. We will be back tomorrow with mid-gear division in the same track on the same round, of course. And let's hope those guys can put up a same good result as last week, where we've seen a really good race. Once again, through the stream as well. Congrats to the podium. Thank you all for tuning in, getting the stream alive and well. and see you all hopefully next time tomorrow in mid-gear. If you didn't yet, by the way, subscribe and like on our channel, and see you guys. Have a good evening.